Standard 7th English, Lesson number 1, Past, Present, Future. Students, today we shall do the poetic device of the poem Past, Present, Future. Now let us look at the figures of speech. Now see here children, we look at the first figure of speech over here. Can you see line 1? This is a poem, line 1. Tell me, smiling child. Can you see how it's repeated? Tell me, tell me, tell me. It is repeated twice. So which figure of speech it is? It is repetition. It is repetition. Why? Because here the word tell me is repeated for poetic effect. So understood how we have to write figures of speech? How we are supposed to identify it? I can see tell me over here, which is repeated in my sentence. So it's repetition because here the word tell me is repeated for poetic effect. Children, it's very important that you all learn the figure of speech. Okay, if your answer is right and the spelling is wrong, you will get a wrong. So please learn the spelling of all the figures of speech. Next, we'll see line number 2. What the past is like to thee. If you look at this line now children, at the end of the line, can you see a question mark? So which figure of speech it is? Interrogation. See here. Question at the end. It is interrogation. Here a question is asked for poetic effect. So you have to write the figure of speech and then you also have to write the explanation of it. Next, we'll see line 2 and 3 together. Tell me, smiling child, line 2 and 3. What the past is like to thee, an autumn evening, soft and mild. Now, if you look at these two sentences, children, here they are talking about the past, okay? And the past is directly compared to an autumn evening, which is soft and mild. So, there is a direct comparison between the past and the autumn evening. And in order to compare these two, they have used the word like. Can you see like children? So which figure of speech it is? Simile. See the spelling of simile. S-I-M-I-L-E. So it is simile. Why? Here the past is directly compared to a soft and mild autumn evening using the word like for poetic effect. So you all understood children? So simile is what? When there is a direct comparison between two things using the words like, as and so. So in this statement, past is compared to an autumn evening using the word like. So it is simile. So simile is basically what children? A direct comparison between two things. So in my statement, it is between the past and the autumn evening. Now we'll see line number 3. An autumn evening, soft and mild. An autumn evening, soft and mild. If you look at this sentence, children, can you see the alphabet A here at the start and then again here A. So 2 times A is repeated. So which figure of speech it is? Alliteration. A for alphabet, A for alliteration. So see here, it is alliteration. Why? Here the alphabet A is repeated for poetic effect. So A, an A, autumn A. So alliteration because the alphabet A is repeated for poetic effect. Now see children, repetition is what? Word is repeated. In repetition, word is repeated. And in alliteration, only the alphabet is repeated. So don't get confused between both of them. Alliteration, A for alphabet. Okay, and repetition is what? The word is repeated. Now we'll see line number 4. With a wind that sighs mournfully. Again, this is also alliteration. Which alphabet is repeated over here? W. And here also W. With W, wind, W. Okay. So, it is alliteration. Here the alphabet W is repeated for poetic effect. Line number 5. Tell me what is the present are. Okay, now can you see at the end of the line what are we having? We are having a question mark. So which figure of speech it is? Interrogation. When a question is asked, it is interrogation. So how we'll write the answer? It is interrogation. Why? Here a question is asked for poetic effect. Okay. Next, we'll see line number 5 and 6. 5 and 6 here. Tell me what is the present are? A green and flowery spray. Tell me what is the present are? A green and flowery spray. If you look at this line, children, the present are is compared to a green and flowery spray. So there is a comparison between two things. Can you see like, as and so over here? No, there's no like, there's no as, there's no so. So this comparison is what kind of a comparison? It is an indirect comparison. Okay, without using the words like, as, and so. So which figure of speech it is? It is metaphor. Okay, simile is what? Direct comparison using like, as, and so. And metaphor is what? Indirect comparison without using like, as, and so. So here there is an indirect comparison between what? Present are and a green and flowery spray. So how we'll write the answer? That it is metaphor. Here, metaphor. Why it is metaphor? Because here the present is indirectly compared to a green and flowery spray without using the words like, as, and so for poetic effect. So you understood the difference between simile and metaphor. Simile is direct comparison using words like, as, and so, and metaphor is indirect comparison without using words like, as, and so. Now we'll see line number 9, 8 and your 9. Okay, and what is the future? Happy 1. Again at the end, what's there? There's a question mark. So which figure of speech it is? Interrogation. Why? Because here a question is asked for poetic effect. Here see, interrogation. Here a question is asked for poetic effect. And we'll see the last figure of speech, that is line number 9 and 10. And what is the future, happy 1? A sea beneath a cloudless sun. If you look at this again, children, here it's a comparison. Comparison between what? The future is compared to the sea. Okay. Can you see any words like, as, and so? No. So it is an indirect comparison. When it is an indirect comparison without using the words like, as, and so, which figure of speech it is? It is metaphor. So let us see over here. It is metaphor because here the future is indirectly compared to a sea without using the words like, as, and so for poetic effect. Okay. So children, I hope you all have understood this topic, figures of speech. So what I want you all to do is you're going to copy this entire exercise in your English notebooks. Okay. Thank you, students.